There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the name.
Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You watching Casino is the Name. It's early in the morning, and so I'm getting ready to start my day, but I wanted to talk to you guys about becoming an accountant in college, because I was recently having a conversation. Somebody asked me about becoming an accountant. A lot of people have been talking about, I guess they just been discovering the channel. So a lot of people been reaching out to me, but I bumped into somebody and they asked me what I did. They saw me driving a Porsche, and I told them I was an accountant. And so they were like, man, I don't know anything about it. And they just started asking me about the career field. And then they said, well, I don't really want to go to college, because college is expensive, and that they don't want to take out any student loans, and student loans are like the devil or whatever. And so I basically broke it down to them, right? And I said, okay, so if we looked at college, right, like let's really look at the numbers, right, versus what people say and versus what people assume it's like. True, if you have $200,000 in student loans and you got a job that pays only $10,000 more than what you would have been able to get if you had no degree, just a high school diploma, then yeah, you're losing. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, But let's say you have a $50,000 student loan, and let's say the degree that you have, gives you the ability to make over $1 million more over the course of your life, right? And the reason I'm saying that is because they say according to the numbers, a person with a bachelor's degree earns over $1 million more on average than a person with just a high school diploma. So if you're looking at that and you say, well, on average, I'm going to make over $1 million more over the course of my life, and I'd more than likely have a better career as far as like the job, the actual day-to-day activities that you're doing are possibly going to be safer, cleaner, better environment, So if that's the case, and I'm going to make over $1 million more and have a more comfortable life, even if I had that $50,000 student loan to the point where I ended up paying $75,000 back, it's still a $925,000 profit, benefit to you, not to mention the quality of the position. Not to mention the quality of the position. I want to say, somebody once told me, when I was in the military, they said, for whatever reason, it seems like the higher up I go in the military, the less work I end up doing. Of course, we don't want to really say that. I want everybody to think in the military that was my thoughts, but that's what somebody said, okay? And I understood what they were saying, because in their situation, they started out in a very rough position in the beginning part of the military career, and as they made it up into upper management, they were just having meetings and things like that all day. So, but I want to say maybe going to college, depending on what you go to school for, of course, because all of this is going to be dependent on what you go to school for, but college is possibly a lot like that, Imagine going and getting a degree, and now maybe you find a virtual position and you're working online, but you're making $170,000 a year from home. Like, it's people who have positions like that, and they tend to be like a skilled labor, like a technical career field. And if you If you just you have no credentials, then more than likely you won't be a person who gets that kind of position. You know, most positions that I've seen are going to be more physical. You got to go actually physically out, put your hands on something and do something if you don't have the right degree or any kind of education and things like that, or any kind of certifications or skill set. So yeah, but if you look at it like that, from the stance of, okay, if I did spend $100,000 getting this degree, but this degree is gonna take me from being a person who makes $50,000 the second, like, as soon as I finish, I get my first position, making $80,000, and so you got a $30,000 bump that first year, and yes, you're living and things like that, and but you have the potential to get into the 120s, 130s, 140s, things like that. So as you're moving up in income, you know, you got to think back to like how much of a difference that was. If you were making 50 before that, before your degree, if you was making 50, then you now making like 140. It's $90,000 difference 1 year, and you're gonna be working for 15, 20 years. You know, so over a period of time, you gotta look at what that's gonna look like. So anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I didn't even talk about the fact that college should be free, and that getting a student loan, more than likely for most people, is because they either want to go to a certain kind of school, or they either they want to go to a certain kind of school, or they need money to like live off of, like to just like buy cars and rent and things like that. But that's not a part of school. That's not typically a part of school. All right. Now, if you come from poverty, because I'm only speaking from people who come from poverty, because if your parents got money, then yeah, you're probably gonna pay for school. But if you come from poverty, you shouldn't even be worried about how much school costs. You should just be going to the right school. Don't be trying to go to the private school. Go to a cheap public school and let Pell Grant or Hope Grant or whatever it is go ahead and pay for that school for you. It's free, okay? But if you take the student loan, just be mindful, like, even if you had to take a student loan to go to school, don't listen to those people who crying on TV saying, oh, I can't afford to do this, because they more than likely chose a job or career field that doesn't pay once they get out of school. Don't do that, okay? And have a limit, you know? First year out of college expectation, whatever you expect to make first year out of college, that's the limit that you need to put on your student loan, okay? So if you know you're gonna make $70,000 coming out of college your first year, or you know you have a pretty good idea that's what it's gonna be, then cap your student loan at $70,000. You know, like the total, not 1 year, but like the total of your years should be no more than $70,000. If you think you're gonna make $50,000 or $40,000 coming out of college, first year, first job, then cap your student loan at $40,000. You shouldn't be above that. You shouldn't be at $95,000. And your first year, you're going to be making like 40, 42. Don't do that. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. You know, take it, don't take it, whatever. I'm not your financial, advisor or anything like that. But, just saying. Anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Hey, yo, what's going on? Right now you're watching Casino Is the Name. And if you wanted to know how I started my trucking business, I have an ebook called Big Shot, Hot Shot Volume 1, Own Your Trucking Authority. It's a great book, 5-star reviews. The link will be in the description below. Go get that. Yeah.
Beat me up, Scotty. Me up, Scotty.
Me and her together, we just counted up. Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the bottom, I come from the streets. When she first saw me, she said, who is that? When a man saw me, he called me a threat. I'm the one that really live with a rap. They ain't never did it, they ain't really trap.
Purchase your list today.
You say you want to be successful. Well, what's stopping you? Can't nothing stop you from being successful except for you. You standing in your own way. I came from the bottom. I ain't know nothing but the grind. You can't tell me nothing about that. I called the bus at Basin Street Projects in Tallahassee, Florida. You hear me? I used to think $1 million would last me my whole life. I'd have made that and spent that. $1 million ain't enough. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the name.